do, precious. Or why it pumps fuel. It's good to know, isn't it, boys and girls? And it sits right there. Or it should sit right there. I don't know why it's not sitting right there. There we go. Oh, hey. Yes. I know things. Bloop. I choose to believe I'm putting my head through the radiator hole. Technical term. Like, there's probably a technical term for the hole in the chassis where the radiator goes. And if it's not just radiator hole, then that was I guarantee you that was something an engineer made up to impress a manufacturer. Oh yes, this is the frontal aperture for coolant devices, or some bollocks like that. Yeah, I got your number, engineers. I know you're just making shit up. What up? What? What? Yeah, I probably shouldn't square up to engineers. I'm pretty sure they could all take me. I mean, they probably outnumber me, let's be fair. There's at least 2 engineers in the world, as far as I'm aware. But I could be wrong. Okay, and now watch this fiddly bullshit, because see that little ring there, that little connector ring? Yeah, there are tons of those, and if I miss one, the car doesn't brake. The car doesn't brake. Fuel strainer connects here, because it has to go to the fuel pump. I know it connects here, because it has to go to the fuel pump. There it is. Let's make sure all our bearings are tightened here. Okay, that's just the tube that goes straight in. Good job. But of course, standard bolts are not a thing that, you know, standard bolts are for other people. Let's be fair. You know, who wants to worry about, like, standard connections to things? Because, you know, that's just silly. Alright, but I do have to tighten that assemblage there. That assemblage there. Like, there's probably a reason why these have to be a different size and they're not just a standard size. Although, if you want to hear a fun story about bureaucratic standardization. Yeah, I know, riveting subject. So, many of you out there are probably aware of such a thing as a space shuttle. Yes, I know, they're amazing devices. So, do you know how basically every Roman chariot is connected to a space shuttle? So, Roman chariots used to have to go along, you know, the same size roads, so the chariot builders would make sure the roads, the wheels were a certain distance apart, and it was just completely arbitrary. Like, they just decided this was the distance that wheels had to be apart. And then, because of that's how far the wheels were apart, when they got to Britain and started moving stuff over there, the chariots kind of gouged ruts in the soft countryside. And these ruts would end up being like major roads for a long time. So they became like when, you know, wagons and carts and carriages were built there, they would always have the wheel spacing be the same. And when the locomotive came in, they used that same road gauge to figure out the wheel spacing on those, because that rail gauge, you know, they originally envisioned that they would, you know, this would become like the new method of transport, that carts would be pulled by these steam engines, and, you know, railway tracks would be you know, something that they would use for now, and then eventually it would move on. Of course, you know, we had the petrol engine kind of extinguished that idea. But here's where it gets weird. So that railway gauge ended up being used all over the world because, you know, some very prominent engineers came from the UK and basically moved to the US and started designing their railroad tracks over there and winning out bids for, you know, who was going to get the contract to put this wonderful new railway together. So all these train tracks were the same gauge as these Roman chariots, you know, out of this huge loop. And now here's where the space shuttle comes in. So the space shuttle has 2 booster rockets on the side, and the only way they could be transported to Cape Kennedy, was it Cape Canaveral then, or was it Cape Kennedy already? Either way, the only way it could be transported there was by train. And train tunnels are only slightly wider than the tracks, so they had to make sure that the solid rocket boosters would fit through these tunnels, so they engineered them to, you know, to specify that they could be transported by train. And that is how some Roman chariot designer, who just arbitrarily decided that wheels would be this wide, would later be, you know, the deciding vote on how wide the solid rocket boosters would be on the space shuttle. So there's your fun little bit of apocryphal knowledge for today. Thank you for coming with me on that journey. It was a long one, we were all here, it was emotional. It was a roller coaster ride. Okay, brake master cylinder in there. Where is it? There it is. So when I first put this car together, I had no idea what a brake master cylinder was. And now I know what that is. Again, acquired knowledge. The sauna going off in the background. Takes a while to heat up because, you know, sauna. It's quite warm. Okay, let me just take a look and make sure that all this is that. Question mark. Okay. I want to say that I've tightened all the things and like made sure that all of the pipes are in the right place and all of the bolts are tightened on those brake lines, but I can never be too sure about that. And if I've missed one, I'm gonna find out when the car loses all braking power on a main road. But don't worry, that will be found when I take it in. When I take it in for its examination, so. Where does this radio? Oh, there? Okay. I did put it that way around first time. I think I don't need to screw these in or anything, because they're just like fit pipes. See, when you are build car like me, yeah, but it has taught me a lot in this game about rural Finland. Okay, I can see that. And poof! Let's put my head through the window because I'm thirsty. Hey. Did I fill that bucket up with water? Did not. Maybe it's not hot enough in here for a sauna. Come on. I love this, by the way. This is the exact kind of thing I imagine I would have in a sauna. There's like so little details that, you know, you just know somebody actually has this. Oh yeah. I have to pee. So just do that. when you get down to the end of the urine bar, it comes out like this. So I have to press P again and hold it down just to get that last little bit out. There we go. No more than 2 shakes, and we're back. Alright. What we got left? Well, a lot, as it turns out. So, it turns out cars are complex, who knew? Let's get this fuel tank in. Lucky guess. Look at that. We'll see if the sauna's heated up after this. And you see that? That little chestnut? Yeah. Didn't tighten that once. Guess what happens? Okay, no, it just goes all the way to the fuel strainer. That doesn't have one on it. Cool. Yeah, didn't tighten that once. Didn't get very far. Got to like the end of the road and then it was like, and we're out of gas. Why are we out of gas pressures? Let's make sure that that's tight then. Nope, that one. That one. Nope. That one. Bloody hell. That one. I know it's one of the smaller ones. So I'm fairly sure it's one of the smaller ones. It's not that one, is it? Teeny tiny one? No, okay. Well... F it. For crying out loud. This is happening, like... I can't imagine this happens a lot in real life, because, you know, you fill out... You feel... Ah, there we go. You put the wrench on it and you're like, yeah, that doesn't fit, it's too small, or it's too big. In this case it's just like, well, that's not the wrench. What do? Okay, so let's get those what's in? Half shafts, that's what they're called. Because I cleverly left a certain bolt undone so I could get these in. Oop. But of course I need to do those bolts up, so I will need... Okay, there we go. Because, you know... Can you imagine? You're just driving down the road, and the half shaft comes off. Everybody have a bad day. There we go. Just fill the bucket. Some good Finnish water. The good news is that while I'm here, it's very difficult for me to die. Hey! He's a happy fella. So, pick up the liver. Oh, whoops. Good steam. Oh, I keep missing it. I know what you're thinking, or at least, like, I know what I was thinking. Hey, can you pee on this? Yes, you can. You get an achievement, but it makes you, like, filthy, and I think that would be a very counterproductive use of our time. So now I'm just going to sit here and have a steam. You can watch our dirtiness meter just slowly tick down here. Like, I'm sure somebody will explain in comments or whatever, like, how this works, but I never understood how getting into a giant box and sweating, you know, doing the thing that makes you, like, filthy to begin with, helps you get clean. Like, I don't get it. You know, I thought the whole idea of showering was to remove, you know, the scent of your stale sweat from your body, not add to it. But, yeah, what do I know? At least I know you guys are getting some entertainment value out of this. You know, watching me bumblefuck around in a garage. I'm sure the people out there who actually know a thing or two about cars are also laughing at my complete ineptitude. Like, why is he putting that on first? What's he doing? Like, I'm sure that if my dad is watching this, he is shaking his head and like hopefully being amused by my antics here of, yeah, this is how you build a car. Like, my worst fear is that he will see this, and like, I'll go back to the UK and he'll be like, hey, so I heard you know how to build a car, let's go build a car, and someone will die. Hey, this is the passenger seat. I'm not in England anymore, the passenger seat goes in this side. Which, you know, I would know, since I get into a lot of cars. Because I am a prostitute. Wait, no. Oh, the things we're learning about me today. Dad's a mechanic, I'm a prostitute. It's all a good day. Yeah. You know, I suppose that's a connection between an auto mechanic and a prostitute. I suppose they both lie on their backs for money. Thank you to the one person who found that funny. The nice man will be around to pick you up shortly. Oh, they both screw people. Hey! We got jokes today. Yeah, something I got super paranoid about doing after the first, like, 2 times I failed to build this car. Was checking every line. Like, if you see a line that goes somewhere, follow it. Follow it and make sure it gets to the end okay. Make sure there are no screws you need to tighten, because I guarantee you there are. Okay, so that's the handbrake that goes all the way to the back. Right, now we have to do the clutch linkage up here. That time I built the engine without the clutch, yeah, this had nothing to connect to, and that was when I looked. So, all that stuff I just did, I got that far, and realised I hadn't put the clutch on the engine. I had to take a break after that. I just had to put the game down and go sit quietly and think about what I did. You know, like, this is why I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure this game has not taught me anything about how to put a car together. It's like saying that, oh yeah, I can totally play Cliffs of Dover. I'm great at that song Guitar Hero on medium. It's like, no, you don't understand. You're not. You can't do that. But I have learned myself a thing or two about how a car works, and that's the important thing. And also the important thing is that we have fun here. We have fun here, boys and girls. I think that's right. That looks right. That's probably right. I'm sure that's right. Is that right? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Let's not worry about it. Right. Now I think that's all the parts in place, isn't it? We just have to get the steering wheel in, and then we can start this thing finally. But you know what? I think... Oh no, we've got to get the dashboard in. Ah! Wait a minute. Why is there a big old bump on the top of this Did I Oh no! Oh no! It's fine. It's fine. It'll just need a little bit of bodywork repair, that's all. Oh, I must have smacked this dashboard into the roof as I put it in. Oh, mad. Or the chairs, or something. Oh, that was stupid. Alright, so let's get the dash in, let's get the exhaust in, let's get the steering wheel in, and then we'll start the car. And then we have the fun business of doing odd jobs so we can raise money for the bits and pieces we'll need to turn it into a racer. So we're gonna empty a lot of septic tanks. We're gonna have to chop a lot of firewood. And since that stuff's really not as interesting as building the car, I'll probably fast forward through that. You know, I'm not gonna cheat because, you know, that kind of goes against the whole ethos of to the death. I will keep it recording though, obviously, because there's always a chance that I will just end up killing myself in some spectacular fashion on the way. So, it's probably worth watching just for that possibility. Hey, there we go. Oh, I have a radio. Hey. You can also get like a subwoofer and stuff to put in the car. I'm not going to be doing that. So, fun fact, if I was to buy all that racing stuff... damn it. If I was to buy all that racing stuff first, before I took the car in for its mandatory check, it actually fails it, because it's like non-standard parts. 1 star. Yeah, because apparently, you know, non-standard parts, for obvious reasons, are a bit of a no-no. Oh, but man, that guy's gonna have a nightmare when he sees this car. You know, complete with all its flash and stuff on. We're almost done. Turn this light on. Nope, the light was on. Okay. It's just dark as shit. The darkest possible shit. Nope. Let's get on this, shall we? Let's fix that. Hey, there we go. Okay. We're gonna make sure it actually runs before we put the bodywork on, because, you know, obviously this is not how this car is gonna drive. We've got to get the lights and the bodywork and the paint and stuff on as well. Let's get that steering wheel attached, shall we? Since, you know, we're gonna change the steering wheel out eventually for that really cool racing one that I bought. But not just yet, because we actually gotta make sure it runs. Okay. Fluids as well. Gotta fill it up with fluids before I make it run. You know, cars don't run without gasoline, and you need engine oil in the engine or it will seize up. I'm just so excited, dude. So excited. You see the reason why yeah, there was no way I was going to get this thing running in the last episode. We're so close now. So close. Come on. So, I have had another thought about this, and I know that I probably will do at least one more series. Like, this is going to be my plan, you know, one more series. Take a little bit of time. unsure of what game I want to do next. Like, I've got a few. As I said, I got in the first episode, I've got a database of a couple I kind of want to attempt. The Long Dark is definitely one of them. Subnautica, Minecraft. There's a game called This War of Mine, which I also wanna do in survival. Because This War of Mine is an excellent game. It's a very important game, I think. But we'll discuss that one more when we get to it. Okay, so radiator. So now I have to go and get that stuff from the van. Can't see shit, Captain. That's the motor oil. Well, we're gonna need that anyway. Don't pour motor oil in the radiator. Pro tip, kids. If you pour motor oil in the radiator, you're gonna have a bad time. You're gonna have a bad time. I shouldn't quote that South Park episode since I haven't seen it. Come on now. I need the torch. Flashlight, whatever. It's a torch. You confuse me with the European words. Although I suppose it's getting late as well in games, so I should probably get this character to bed. Yes, I have the coolant! Have it. Yeah, let's get this character to bed. Let's eat some sausages, get some sleep, and then gas her up in the morning. So, sausages. If you wonder why I bought the milk, by the way, the milk goes in the septic truck, so that I have a ready supply of